Good evening, and we are coming to you with a special edition of the Bama Standard. I have some awesome panelists with me tonight. I got my man Jonathan Lewis with me. How you doing, good sir?
What's going on, fellas? Good day, good day. We beat Georgia last night, so it's a great day.
And I've got our co-founder, the main man below me tonight. I don't know, he's sitting down in the basement tonight. How are you doing, Justin Riley?
Not used to being in this position, but you know what? If we are celebrating a victory in Athens and reiterating to not only Georgia nation, but college football as a whole, that we are in fact the father of Georgia. And yes, we still expect a Father's Day present every year. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, Kirby, we like the cards that sing when you send the daddy Father's Day cards. So we like the musical cards. Those are the funnest. We set them on our desk and show them to everybody, especially those that say "Yay Alabama." And I am Daniel Petty. I'm the captain of your ship tonight, and the ship I'm guiding is the Ty Simpson for Heisman campaign ship. That is absolutely right, ladies and gentlemen. Several weeks ago, after Tallahassee, we were just worried what this football team has. Now, several weeks later, a La Monroe performance where he went 17 for 17. You're like, hold up now. And then we have another performance on top of it against the very next week against Wisconsin, and he looked good again. And then the question is, okay, we put back to back. Now we're going to Athens. Can you do it against a big-time program? And Ty Simpson did it, ladies and gentlemen. He guided the program, the offense with precision. They were on fire all night, and now you look at his numbers through 4 games, 1,100 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 69% completion percentage. His QBR was, what did you say, guys?
Actually, his complete percentage is 84.2%.
Ooh, so hopped up. SEC, get your stats. ESPN, get it together. But I'm going to leave it right there, man. Ty has absolutely inserted his name with a win in Athens. You outside of a couple quarterbacks, we may have a Heisman battle going on this weekend in Tuscaloosa with one Diego Pavia, who's another name that might have to be mentioned. We'll see after this weekend. But guys, let's talk about it. Jonathan, I'm going to start with you, then we'll go to Justin.
Yeah.
Has he done enough to put his name in the Heisman race? And I know people say it's early, but it's not. No, that's what we do in the media. We talk about this stuff.
He hasn't done enough to be in the Heisman race. He should be leading the Heisman campaign at this point, right? He didn't have a bad game against Florida State. Don't get it twisted, folks.
Right.
If you go include those like 5 drops, I don't know what his percentage would have been, but it would have been around 75%, right? It wasn't like he was throwing in interceptions, to be exact. You know what I mean? So, and you account Louisiana Monroe, you include Wisconsin, you include what he did last night. Adjusting protections, making hot routes, right? Doing everything you're supposed to be doing from that position at the highest standard possible. How do you not include him by beating Georgia in that conversation? I get it. People want to point to the Florida State loss. I don't care. That was 4 weeks ago. I understand that. But that does not take you out of the Heisman conversation just because you lost to Florida State 4 weeks ago at this point. I'm sorry. The dude's getting better week in and week out. And the fact that he can still improve is mind-boggling to me. And I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I think you nailed it. Strong words. And to echo what you said, Gene Chizik was on the SEC Network and saying, look, everybody looked at that Florida State game. I watched and said, I didn't see anything wrong with Ty. He was being forced to throw from bad positions. The offensive line didn't look like they did last night. But Justin, Mr. Riley, John put it down. He shouldn't only be in the conversation. He should be leading the conversation. Do you feel as strongly as Mr. Lewis here?
You absolutely have to include him in conversations right now. And for those who are watching at home who think we're getting too far ahead of ourselves, no, we're just talking about the conversation. We're not saying that he's going to be at New York and we should just go ahead and wrap it up and give it to him. No, we're just saying put him in the conversation. One reason being John Mateer. He's going to be out several weeks, and this is the guy that was arguably one of the best in the country. Well, now he's shelved for a moment. Well, I failed to see anyone outside of Joey Aguilar at Tennessee, or even dare say Trinidad Chamberlain at Ole Miss, who's having a better season thus far in the SEC. Ty Simpson, like Daniel already alluded to, over 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a QBR of 84.2. And then when you're trying to find a Heisman Trophy candidate, you also got to look, okay, how much does he make a difference in that team? If you take him off that team, where would they be? Look, guys, if Ty Simpson is not the dude right now, and we're possibly looking at Austin Mack or a very, very green, should I say it again, very green Keelan Russell, Alabama is the record looks a lot different. And Jonathan already alluded to it. The fact of what he does in terms of in-game adjustments, the hot routes, redirecting everything, that right there is changing the game immediately. If we don't have that, disaster. But you look at his growth too. He didn't play horrible, like Jonathan said, against Florida State at all. Hell, if we don't have him doing what he did, the score's a lot worse. But you've seen growth. You've seen him also find himself, and he's all of a sudden confident. What we're seeing now, folks, is not the end result. If this trajectory continues, dear Lord, we're looking at possible Bryce Young records being shattered. But again, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. But that's what we're looking at. And yes, Ty does have a lot ahead of him. Still got to play Vandy, which oddly is going to be college football game day covering. Then you got Tennessee coming to town. You got Oklahoma coming to town when John Mateer will be back. You got LSU. No, they didn't do what they were supposed to do against Ole Miss. They've struggled, but it's still LSU. And then we're going to the Indian Burial Ground to face the Fighting Hugh Freezes for the battle of the massage parlor rights. But yes, Ty Simpson is the hottest quarterback in the country right now. Sorry, Texas folks, it's not Arch Manning. You can't argue it, but conversation, yes, let's start having it.
Shoot, I don't even think Arch is in that conversation, but let's talk about looking forward, Justin. You made a great point. You mentioned a couple names. Diego Pavia coming in this Saturday, game day, and then the third Saturday in October against Joey Aguilar. And then if Mateer comes back, who, look, let's be real, before the injury, he was a guy that was getting the pub from the SEC as kind of maybe the front runner for the Heisman, right? And I do agree. I think you can't overlook what Joey Aguilar has done in Tennessee thus far. So starting Saturday with Vanderbilt and then going to the third Saturday in Oklahoma, does this start the Ty Simpson battle Heisman campaign with these quarterbacks? I mean, isn't that how it works? You win the game, you're the one that propels forward, right? So this is where all the Diego Pavia mania comes to a head in Tuscaloosa Saturday night. He wins that game, and holy crap, he's all of a sudden maybe the front runner. So, Jonathan, I'm going to start it to let you go with this. Is Saturday the start of kind of a mini Heisman, campaign against all these quarterbacks?
No doubt about it. What you're about to see is a run that we possibly haven't seen in a very long time as far as Heisman contenders. And I'm not discounting anybody outside the SEC, so don't please take it that way. But right now, you can't convince me that Julian Sayin should be in this conversation. I'm sorry, but you can't convince me CJ Stroud. You can't convince me Arch Manning at this point. Not even Dante Moore. Like, there's so much talent right now is weighted on the SEC at the current moment, right? And what I'm saying is, with the upcoming matchups, like you just alluded to, this is the time to put up or shut up. Ty Simpson did great against Georgia, but can you do it consistently against great teams? That's the big question mark for me. Is how is your preparation looking like going from Georgia to Vandy, then Vandy to Tennessee, or Tennessee to Oklahoma? Like, you can't do it just a couple times. You got to do it week in and week out, because at this point, as an Alabama fan looking at things, if Ty Simpson doesn't go, Alabama doesn't go. We will go as far as his arm will take us.
Absolutely. Justin?
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback on what he said, honestly, I don't think it starts this week. I think it started in Athens. I think the entire nation was waiting, bated breath, to see what Ty Simpson was going to do. I think they were impressed with what they saw against the less than opponents, but again, they weren't sold, because you're supposed to have those kind of games, right? Well, he went into Athens. He went to a hostile environment. He didn't play like a wide-eyed freshman quarterback who's never taken a snap in a bad situation. He looked like a guy, honestly, he was comfortable as hell. It's like he was at a home game, if that makes sense. And he was poised the entire way. And no matter what Kirby Smart threw at him, and he did throw a lot at him, he didn't back down. He just remained cool, calm, and collective. And hell, you might even argue the fact that Alabama didn't score any points in the second half. Well, the thing is, Ty Simpson didn't stop being Ty Simpson. Long sustained drives. He kept Georgia's offense off the field. That to me is a huge victory. Would we like to have seen more points on the board? Absolutely. But the thing is, Ty did his job to win that game. Yes, the head-to-head battle versus Diego Pavia. That is a marquee matchup. You got to have it. But then every week is going to be another step up. Like Jonathan said, the competition does not get any it doesn't get any easier at all. It's about creating Heisman moments. And it's not just against the big opponents, but it's also what do you do when you go on the road, say, to a Missouri or even a South Carolina, when in actuality you should blow them out of the water, but for some reason it's just hard. You're going to have that game against an opponent like that, and you got to be able to show up. How does he perform in that type of game? And then the cherry on top, if he passes all those tests, the Indian Burial Ground at Auburn, what does he do to put that cherry on the top and say, you know what, I just won it?
Beautifully stated, Justin, all the way through, man. I agree. It started in Athens because the big question is, hey, you've looked good these last 2 weeks. Now, where's that Alabama moment where you do it in a huge game? And he went and did it. And not just that, he did it from a leadership standpoint, right? He did it. We saw things from Ty, not just on the field, on the sidelines, that just kind of fill up your spirit if you're a fan, saying, hey, we've got a guy, we've got a general. We've got a guy that's ready to run this program and put it on his back. And Bama fans, before you get upset with us saying, hey, don't jump ahead, this is process one at a time, blame Ty. Don't blame us. If he wasn't playing so damn good, we wouldn't have to talk about putting him in the Heisman, because other people are going to talk about it, so are we. We're not going to miss the boat. But you're right. It started last week. It goes from week to week. You're dead on, Justin. You can't do it one time. You got to do it every week in this league. And I think he's got the capability to do it. I'm really excited. I mean, Ty has shown me nothing but getting better from week to week. And when you get better from Wisconsin to Georgia, that's really a good sign. And, we'll get to see. This week's going to be a heck of one. And this is, I think, you outgunned Gunnar Stockton between the hedges, broke haven't lost since COVID. Bama just does what Bama does, beats Georgia. And we got a leader, guys. So I'm with you. Both of you, I think, stated it perfectly. It's not that Ty's in it. He should be maybe the name leading it right now, because you look across the country, there's not a guy leading this team playing better right now than Ty Simpson. And so with that said, guys, man, strap it on. It's starting now. We got game day coming. Vanderbilt, Diego. We've said this. We've had a couple of meetings, little side room, green room. Jonathan, Justin, and I keep trying to wrap our mind around game day coming for Vanderbilt and Diego Mania, but it's time to shut that shit up, right? So we got a big week. We got the Bama Standard coming at you. My main man, Justin's going to be back hosting the ones and twos Tuesday night, so do not miss it. We're going to have some great guests, maybe some surprises coming with us on that night. Follow us on all the things scrolling below so you know where to get us. Guys, any final words before we get out of here and get ready to roll in on this game week?
Damn, it sucks to be a Georgia fan.
Even sucks worse if you're one that got arrested and had to watch it from like the small little TV from jail as your team got their ass kicked, right? Well, with that said, we're going to end this show on those final 2 words on a wonderful Saturday weekend of beating some Georgia butt. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll down Tide.